The Kawasaki S2 Mach II 350 is one of those motorcycles that sits in a unique place in the history of two-stroke machines. Produced in the early 1970s, it was Kawasaki's attempt to strike a balance between the wild, almost unmanageable power of their larger triples and a more user-friendly, middleweight package. It became a cult favorite, not only because of its distinctive look and sound but also because of the experience it delivered to riders who craved thrill and character from their motorcycles. When you first see the Kawasaki S2 Mach II 350, its styling immediately reflects the era it was born in. The design is simple but aggressive, with a slim fuel tank, chrome fenders, and a long, flat seat that comfortably accommodates two riders. The twin-shock rear suspension and conventional telescopic front forks fit perfectly with the early 70s vibe, while the instrumentation was straightforward, offering just the essentials: speedometer, tachometer, and a few indicator lights. Kawasaki made sure the bike didn't look overly flashy, but it had an undeniable presence that made it stand out on the street. At the heart of the Mach II 350 is a 346cc air-cooled, two-stroke triple engine. This powerplant was a smaller sibling to Kawasaki's legendary H1500 and H2750, both known for their blistering performance. The S2, however, delivered a more manageable power output of around 45 horsepower, which was still quite impressive for its size. Paired with a 6-speed gearbox, it provided a smooth yet exciting ride. When ridden hard, the triple rewarded the rider with a distinctive howl, a sound that enthusiasts still rave about today. While the bigger triples were known for their sometimes frightening acceleration, the 350 offered spirited performance without overwhelming the rider. Performance-wise, the Mach II could reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour, which was more than enough for a bike of its class at the time. It wasn't just about straight-line speed though. The bike was light and agile, weighing in at just around 150 kilograms, which made it nimble in corners and easy to handle in city traffic. Riders often praised its balance, as it was fast enough to excite but not so aggressive that it became dangerous for less experienced motorcyclists. The braking, with a front drum and rear drum setup, wasn't cutting edge even then, but with the bike's light weight, it was adequate for the job. What truly made the Kawasaki S2 Mach II special was the experience it offered. Riding one was a sensory overload: the sharp bark from the three-cylinder exhausts, the faint blue haze of two-stroke smoke trailing behind you, and the surge of power as the revs climbed higher. It was a machine that demanded engagement from the rider, and in return, it gave a sense of connection and excitement that's often missing from modern bikes loaded with electronic aids. It may not have been the fastest or the most powerful of its siblings, but it had a character that's impossible to replicate today. The Mach II 350 also played an important role in Kawasaki's lineup during the 1970s. It offered a stepping stone for riders who wanted to get a taste of the famous Kawasaki triple experience without jumping straight to the intimidating H1 or H2. It was a bike that appealed to young riders looking for thrills without completely emptying their wallets. Today, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and enthusiasts, as surviving examples are becoming increasingly rare. Restored models often draw admiration at vintage motorcycle shows, not only for their beauty but also for the nostalgia they carry. In a world where motorcycles have become more refined, efficient, and sometimes a little too predictable, the Kawasaki S2 Mach II 350 remains a reminder of a different era, one where motorcycles had raw character, demanded skill, and rewarded the rider with an unforgettable experience. It wasn't just transportation, it was freedom, adrenaline, and rebellion wrapped in a slim, two-stroke package. For many enthusiasts, owning or even just riding an S2 Mach II is like stepping back in time to the golden age of motorcycling, when performance and personality mattered more than specifications on paper.